What if just one missing retirement pillar could destroy everything you spent your entire life building? Intro. Today, we're uncovering the 7 pillars of safe retirement that quietly separate financially secure retirees from those who struggle later in life. Part 1. Pillar number 1. Guaranteed income. Most people think retirement is about having a huge pile of money saved up, but the truth is far more dangerous than that. Retirement is not about how much money you have. It's about how long your money can survive without a paycheck coming in. And this is exactly where millions of retirees make their first massive mistake. They rely too heavily on investments, hoping the stock market keeps going up forever. But retirement doesn't care about hope. Markets crash, inflation rises, emergencies happen, and when that happens at the wrong time, retirees are forced to sell investments while prices are down, permanently damaging their future income. That's why the first pillar of safe retirement is guaranteed income. Every financially secure retiree understands one thing: bills never retire. Your electricity bill doesn't stop. Food prices don't stop. Medical expenses definitely don't stop. So before thinking about luxury vacations or dream homes, smart retirees first build an income floor that continues paying them no matter what the economy does. This could come from pensions, rental properties, government benefits, annuities, dividend-paying assets, or multiple income streams combined together. The goal is simple: create enough predictable monthly income to cover your essential living expenses without depending on market performance. Because once your basic needs are protected, fear disappears. And fear is what destroys most retirement plans. When people panic during market crashes, they make emotional decisions. They sell too early. They stop investing. They lose confidence. But retirees with guaranteed income stay calm because they know their survival does not depend on stock prices next week. The wealthiest retirees are not always the people with the biggest portfolios. Often, they are the people with the safest cash flow. Part 2. Pillar number 2. Protection against inflation. One of the biggest retirement lies ever told is this: if you save enough money, you'll be fine forever. But there's a hidden enemy quietly attacking every retiree every single year: inflation. Inflation is dangerous because it works slowly. Most people don't notice it until years later, when the same grocery trip suddenly costs twice as much, medical bills become shocking, and basic living expenses quietly drain retirement savings faster than expected. Think about this. A person retiring today with what feels like a comfortable monthly budget may discover that 15 or 20 years later, that same amount barely covers necessities. And the scary part is that retirement today can easily last 30 years or more. That means your money is not just fighting time, it's fighting rising costs too. This is why safe retirees never allow their money to sit still for decades. They understand that keeping all retirement savings in cash may feel safe emotionally, but financially, it can become a silent disaster. Cash loses purchasing power over time. What bought comfort yesterday may only buy survival tomorrow. That's why the second pillar of safe retirement is building assets that can grow faster than inflation. This includes things like dividend-paying stocks, real estate, index funds, businesses, or other long-term appreciating assets. Smart retirees create a balance between safety and growth because they know retirement is not the end of investing. It's simply a different phase of investing. And here's what most people miss: inflation doesn't only affect luxuries. It attacks the essentials first: food, housing, transportation, healthcare, the exact things retirees depend on most. Which means ignoring inflation is basically planning to become poorer every single year. The safest retirees prepare for this long before retirement begins. They create income streams that rise over time instead of staying fixed forever. Because the goal is not just surviving retirement for a few years. The goal is maintaining freedom, dignity, and peace of mind for the rest of your life. And without protection against inflation, even a millionaire can slowly become financially trapped. Pillar number 3. Emergency reserves. Most retirement plans look perfect until real life happens. A medical emergency, a house repair, a family crisis, a car breakdown. One unexpected event can suddenly force retirees to pull money out of investments at the worst possible time. And this is where financial stress begins. Because retirement is not just about growing wealth. It's about surviving surprises without destroying your future. That's why the third pillar of safe retirement is having a strong emergency reserve. Smart retirees know something that younger investors often ignore. Emergencies become more expensive with age. Healthcare costs rise. Insurance gaps appear. And even small financial mistakes become harder to recover from when there's no active paycheck coming in every month. Yet many retirees make a dangerous mistake. They keep every dollar invested because they want maximum growth. On paper, it looks smart, but in reality, it creates a fragile retirement plan. Because when emergencies happen during a market crash, people are forced to sell investments at losses just to survive. Imagine needing urgent cash exactly when your portfolio is already down 30 or 40%. That single moment can permanently damage years of retirement savings. But emergency reserves change everything. They create breathing room. They give retirees time to think clearly instead of panicking. Instead of selling investments during fear, they can use emergency cash while waiting for markets to recover naturally. This is why financially secure retirees often keep several months, sometimes even years, of essential expenses in safe, accessible accounts. Not because they are afraid of investing, but because they understand stability is more valuable than chasing every extra dollar of return. And here's the deeper truth most people never realize. Emergency savings are not just financial protection. They are emotional protection, because money stress in retirement feels different. There's no comfort of knowing another paycheck is coming next month. Every financial shock feels heavier, more permanent, more frightening. But retirees with strong emergency reserves sleep differently. They don't panic over headlines. They don't fear temporary downturns. And they don't make desperate decisions under pressure. Because real retirement security is not built during perfect times. It's built by preparing for imperfect ones. Pillar number 4, debt-free living. One of the fastest ways to destroy retirement peace is carrying debt into old age. Because debt changes everything. It steals monthly income. It creates stress during emergencies. And worst of all, it forces retirees to stay financially dependent long after they should be enjoying freedom. This is why the fourth pillar of safe retirement is simple but powerful. Eliminate as much debt as possible before retirement begins. Think about it. A retiree with a paid-off home, low expenses, and zero loan payments needs far less income to survive comfortably. But someone carrying mortgages, credit card debt, car loans, or personal loans enters retirement already under pressure. And pressure becomes dangerous when income is limited. Many people underestimate how brutal interest payments can become over time, especially in retirement, where every dollar matters more. Money that could have gone toward healthcare, travel, family, or peace of mind instead disappears into monthly payments that never seem to end. And here's the scary part. Debt becomes far more dangerous during economic uncertainty. If inflation rises, investments fall, or emergencies happen, debt doesn't care. Payments still arrive every month, which means retirees are forced to drain savings faster just to keep up. This is why financially secure retirees often focus less on appearing wealthy and more on becoming financially unbreakable. They understand that true wealth is not about owning expensive things. It's about owning your life. No bank controlling your home. No credit card companies taking your future income. No financial chains limiting your choices. And there's another hidden benefit to debt-free retirement that nobody talks about enough: freedom of decision-making. Retirees without debt can survive on far less money during difficult times. They can handle market downturns more calmly. They can delay withdrawing investments when needed. They can adapt. Debt removes flexibility. Freedom creates flexibility. That's why many wealthy retirees live far below their means even after building large portfolios. They prioritize security over status because they know financial peace feels better than showing off. At the end of the day, retirement should feel lighter, not heavier. And the fewer payments following you into retirement, the safer your future becomes. Pillar number 5, healthcare preparation. Most people spend decades preparing financially for retirement, but completely ignore the one expense that can destroy even a large fortune: healthcare. And the frightening part is that healthcare costs usually arrive when people are least able to recover financially. A single surgery, long-term medication, specialist treatment, or unexpected illness can drain years of retirement savings faster than most people imagine. This is why the fifth pillar of safe retirement is preparing early for medical expenses before they become emergencies. Because the truth is brutal. Getting older is expensive, And pretending otherwise is one of the costliest mistakes retirees make. Many people assume government programs or insurance will fully protect them. But financially experienced retirees understand that medical costs often come with hidden expenses, deductibles, prescriptions, home care, rehabilitation, transportation, private assistance, and treatments that insurance may not completely cover. And as life expectancy increases, healthcare becomes an even bigger retirement risk. People are living longer than previous generations. But living longer also means more years of medical costs, more chances of chronic illness, and more financial pressure later in life. This is why smart retirees build healthcare into their retirement strategy long before they stop working. Some create dedicated medical savings. Others invest in strong insurance coverage. Some reduce lifestyle risks early by improving diet, exercise, sleep, and stress management. Because healthy habits today can become financial protection tomorrow. And here's something most people never think about. Poor health doesn't only affect your body, it affects your freedom. The healthier you remain, the more control you keep over your money, your choices, and your lifestyle. But serious medical problems can quickly force retirees into expensive care situations they never planned for. That's why safe retirement is not only about protecting your bank account. It's also about protecting your ability to enjoy life itself. The wealthiest retiree in the world cannot enjoy retirement without health. And the smartest retirees understand this before it's too late. They don't wait for a crisis to prepare. They plan ahead while they still have time, income, and options available. Because in retirement, health is not just personal wealth. It becomes financial wealth too. Pillar number 6, multiple income streams. One paycheck may work during your career, but relying on only one source of income in retirement can become extremely dangerous. Because what happens if that one source weakens? What if investments drop during a recession? What if rental income stops temporarily? What if inflation destroys the value of fixed payments over time? This is why the 6th pillar of safe retirement is building multiple income streams. Financially secure retirees rarely depend on just one system to survive. Instead, they create layers of income that support each other. If one stream slows down, the others continue flowing. And that creates real stability. Think of retirement income like the legs of a table. If a table has only one leg, it collapses immediately. But with multiple strong legs, it stays balanced even under pressure. Retirement works the exact same way. This is why smart retirees often combine different sources such as pensions, dividends, rental income, part-time consulting, side businesses, government benefits, bonds, or investment withdrawals. Not because they are greedy, but because they understand diversification is protection. And here's the deeper advantage most people overlook. Multiple income streams don't only increase money, they reduce fear. Retirees with only one source of income constantly worry about losing it. Every market headline feels personal. Every economic downturn feels threatening. But people with several income sources feel more flexible and more confident because their entire future is not tied to one single outcome. And sometimes, retirement income doesn't even have to come from traditional investments. Many retirees discover profitable hobbies, online businesses, teaching opportunities, or consulting work based on decades of experience. Even small additional income streams can dramatically reduce pressure on retirement savings over time. Because every dollar your investments don't need to provide is another dollar that can continue growing. And that changes the math of retirement completely. The safest retirees are not always those with the biggest savings accounts. Often, they are the people with the strongest systems. Systems that continue generating cash flow during good economies and bad economies. Systems that create resilience instead of dependence. Because retirement security is not built on one giant lucky decision. It's built on multiple reliable streams working together year after year. Pillar number 7, purpose and discipline. Here's the retirement truth nobody talks about enough. Some people retire financially comfortable and still become miserable. Because retirement is not only a money challenge. It's also a psychological challenge. For decades, most people follow routines. Wake up, go to work, solve problems, build careers, raise families, stay busy. Then suddenly one day, all of that structure disappears. And many retirees are completely unprepared for the emotional impact. This is why the 7th and final pillar of safe retirement is purpose and discipline. Without purpose, retirement can quietly become empty. And without discipline, even large fortunes can disappear surprisingly fast. The safest retirees understand that retirement should not mean stopping life. It should mean gaining control over how life is lived. That's a massive difference. People who thrive in retirement usually stay mentally active, socially connected, physically engaged, and emotionally focused on meaningful goals. Some travel, some volunteer, some mentor younger generations. Some start passion projects they never had time for during working years. Because human beings are not built to simply exist. We need direction, and discipline matters just as much. One of the biggest retirement dangers is lifestyle inflation. The moment people retire, they suddenly feel free to overspend because they believe their savings are endless. Expensive vacations, luxury purchases, helping family members beyond their limits. And slowly, year after year, the money begins disappearing faster than expected. But disciplined retirees think long-term. They understand retirement may need to last 20, 30, even 40 years. They spend intentionally instead of emotionally. They protect their future self instead of chasing short-term excitement. And here's what makes this final pillar so powerful. The first 6 pillars protect your financial survival. But this pillar protects your quality of life. Because real retirement success is not measured only by account balances. It's measured by peace of mind, by freedom, by waking up without constant financial fear, by having enough health, enough purpose, enough security, and enough control to actually enjoy the years you work your entire life to reach. And when all 7 pillars stand together, retirement stops feeling uncertain. It starts feeling safe.